Hello, and welcome to another episode of Extinct Bricks Originals! And for this very special episode, we'll be featuring the LEGO costume Jurassic World Alike or Evolution MAIASAURA. But before we head on with this video, please like, share, and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And to be able to support my channel, please do not skip on all the ads on all my videos. The Guess PC contest winners will be announced later on in the video, so let's start with the making of the MAIASAURA, shall we? So here is a kit bash portion of our MAIASAURA using a Baryonyx as a base figure with several other random LEGO parts. Then after which, we started with sculpting using the NANSA of the epoxy that we have here in equal parts. After it has fully cured, it's now time for us to primer this one, and I use number 68 Moss Knee. After it has been dried after several hours, it's now time for us to start on painting on this particular figure. So what we will be using, oh, hi Moira, hey! So for this one, we'll be using several references. So we have our references from both Jurassic World Evolution, as you can see here. It's not fully being seen on the screen, but yeah, the Evolution MAIASAURA as well as the Jurassic World Alive MAIASAURUS. They both have this grayish color with certain stripes to it. The Jurassic World Alive has this undertone stripes on the neck, so I think I figured to include those details as well. Right, so we'll be using some brushes, acrylics, and some water. So first up, we use this mixture of gray, a little bit more white, and yellow ochre. And we'll be painting this on the entire body of the MAIASAURA. So we'll be taking out the limbs here and we'll be painting them in separate. I usually would go for several coats for this one because it's the entire body or the entire thing would be covered in gray color. I let the paint dry for several minutes or use a hair dryer to make the process faster. A little bit of background on the MAIASAURA. It is actually a hadrosaurid genus famous as a good mother lizard, as fossils show it cared for its young. MAIASAURA also were lightweight for their size and could run. It lived in North America around 75 million years ago, probably the direct ancestor of the Hadrosaurus and Montosaurus. It was named by Jack Horner and Robert McCullough in 1979. And back on the painting process, we actually have a darker color or shade of gray on top of the MAIASAURA painted on it. And also, we mix a little bit of brown, burnt sienna with the current grays that we have. And we're painting those on the shoots that we have here on the back of the MAIASAURA. In Jurassic Park, during Allosaurus incident in 1997, an info sheet of MAIASAURA can be seen. Anyways, no other information about the species is disclosed either in the InGen list or the DPG, so the state of possible activity of the species on any island is unknown. MAIASAURA also do not appear physically in any of the 5 Jurassic Park films so far, though it was mentioned in scene number 33 of the script for the second film, and some of their behavioral characteristics were transferred to the Pyrosaurolophus. And moving along with the painting, we have here a mixture of white with the current gray that we have, which is a bit more lighter. This will be placed on the areas of the face of the MAIASAURA, the underbelly, and then later on we'll be doing a little bit more lighter of this one and we'll be painting the stripes on the entire back of this particular figure. For the face, I'm actually using a dry brush technique so that it would actually create the particular gradient on the face, because the face is actually not just white but a gradient from lighter white to gray and then darker gray, as you can see here. As for MAIASAURA's distinguishing characteristics, it had a small but pointed crest on the top of its head and may have been used for headbutting with competition or even to attract mates. Like most hadrosaurs, they were able to walk on 2 legs and 4 legs at the same time. Its only weapon against predators would be its muscular tail and its ability to move in herds. now that the underside of the dinosaur is already painted, it's now time for some more details. In Jurassic World Alive, the Maiasaura there has this particular stripings on the neck. So this is a little bit grayish than white, so we're painting it with the same colors that we have here on the underbelly. Using the same color, we will be painting also several details on the arms as well as that of the legs of this Maiasaura. Very similar to what I have been doing for most of my theropods as well as my hadrosaurs as well. This will give some dimension and also some more interesting details on the limbs of this particular figure. For some of the last details that we need to include for this Maiasaura. So including that, painting on the top of its head, we are also doing several stripes on the entire creature's body, including that of the neck and the tail. So this is just a mixture of white and a little bit of, a touch of black so that it won't be really, really striking. So we are painting in stripes from the neck and the body as well. So several more details will also be added, such as colorations of the eyes and using permanent markers on the nostrils, eyes, and also the nails of this dinosaur. And that's about it for our tutorial on the Maiasaura. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this one and learned something from it as well. Now we can move on with the announcements of the Guess a Species contest winners, and we actually have 10 lucky picks for this one, and here they are: Christopher, Jack Taston, Shapeshifter,
Oscar Primos,
Miguel, Stoltman, Drontis, Walking with Jurassic King, Sonali, and Rich Arvin. Congratulations everyone, and now for top 10 winners. Aiden Stevenson,
Top 10,
Gabriel Connolly,
Top 9,
Pastor L. Subura, Jurassic
Top
Ricks,
7,
David,
Top 6,
Dumont Khan,
Top 5,
Draco YT,
Top 4,
Mandy Amar,
Top
Colton Todd,
Top 2,
and Mechan Tiger. Congratulations everyone, and I'll see you on the next Guess a Species contest. For those of you who would like to join, here's how. Just click on the Extinct Bricks icon and then it will lead you to the Extinct Bricks homepage. And in that homepage, just click on the community link and it will lead you to all my posts. And I'd like to say happy birthday to Joseph Wardle. Happy birthday! Alright, it's now time for Assembrix, my favorite part of this video. Let's count the number of parts, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we have 10 parts to this figure. Let's start by connecting the head with that of the neck. Alright, now let's put on this particular part on the body. Next, we attach the hands to the arms. So let's start with the left one here. I guess that's the right. And then the left. And then we attach these parts to the body. Starting off with the right. And then the left. Now for the hind legs. the right, and the left. And the last piece for this puzzle will be the tail, of course. There you have it, our completed MAIASAURA figure from Jurassic World Alive or Jurassic World Evolution. Now it's time for us to move on with a closer look. Okay, so this is our closer look for the MAIASAURA. This MAIASAURA is really looking, very similar to that of the Jurassic World Alive and Jurassic World Evolution MAIASAURA. So looking at the details, you can see that there are several scalings of the darker grays on the entire creature's body, including the arms and that of the legs. The head in particular has this gradient look to it, from a lighter white to lighter gray to darker gray. Several stripes also appear on the entire body of this creature. The details on the legs and on the hands or arms are likewise seen. Those skits are, spikes on the back of the MAIASAURA actually gives it that dimension as well because it's a different color. In terms of articulation, the head and neck area actually has a lot of range of movement or range of motion to it, because it has several, ratchet articulation and Lego parts to it. The head can rotate 360 degrees and can also move up and down, same as that of the neck area. Other than that, of course, the legs here, the front legs and also the hind legs can likewise move. Oh yeah, the hands can also be twisted as well. The tail is likewise movable. Well, that's it for the closer look of our MAIASAURA. Simple but really sweet. Now let's move on with the size comparisons of this particular figure. And we're bringing back Evie here. Hi Evie. And comparing it with our MAIASAURA, it's definitely smaller and just around the right size, I guess. So comparing it with this particular MAIASAURA on your screen. Okay, so let's now move on with several comparisons with our existing Extinct Breaks creatures. So first up, this is our Extinct Breaks Jurassic World Alive Stegosaurus. This particular figure has just recently been added to my collection, and if you haven't seen, the video on this yet, please take a look at it. It's lighting up in the dark. It's really colorful, and I like the way it looks. Let's move on with our next herbivore here. This is our Dracorex. This Dracorex is inspired by the Dracorex of Primeval. For those of you who do not know that particular series yet, I think it's worthwhile for you to, take a look at it. It's really cool and has some cool dinosaurs in it as well. It has several, details here very similar to that of the series, and the back portion of it can be removed so that it will look like, a regular Dracorex. Up next would be our Extinct Breaks Stygimoloch. I know that LEGO has their own Stygimoloch, but I guess since I'm really wanting to have my own version of the Stygimoloch, here is how I did. It has the right, look to the head. It also has this ramming action, and although it's should be smaller, I guess, LEGO did it bigger, and so I hope you like this one. Okay, so let's move on with our comparisons. Here we have our Sinoceratops. The Sinoceratops is actually one of my older designs and also older, I guess, customs. I do plan to, a remake of this one, probably a repaint or, adding several more modifications to the body. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Should I or should I not remake this particular Sinoceratops? Well, nonetheless, let's move on with our next comparison. And this is our Ankylosaurus bumpy. So the adult bumpy here, or the sub-adult bumpy, is actually one of my favorite designs. Back then, I really don't have yet the Lego Ankylosaurus, so I tried my best to make my own Ankylosaurus of this one, and I think it's a really good attempt at, making a bumpy on my own. It has several articulations on the neck and on the head itself. Unlike that of the Lego, Ankylosaurus, it can even move its mouth and talk. It's so talkative like me. Well, I made it. Alright, so let's move on with our comparisons, and we have two more herbivores here. This is our Amargasaurus. So, just like our Maiasaurus here, this Amargasaurus is based off from the Jurassic World Alive Margasaurus. I like the details of the Amargasaurus with those spikes on the neck and this elevated body. It really is really unique, and that's why I actually made it. I plan to make a Bajadasaurus someday, but what do you guys think? Would you like to see a Bajadasaurus here in Extinctrix? Comment down below. And now let's move on with our Ouranosaurus. The Ouranosaurus here is actually the Ouranosaurus, or based off of the Ouranosaurus from Camp Cretaceous. It has this really wide sail to it, and the colorful head really is one that attracted me to make this particular custom. It also has this thumb-like structure on the arms, or I mean on the hands, because it's actually a iguanodontic. And that's it for our size comparisons with our Maiasaura. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now let's move on with the species roll call. The Extinctrix species roll call is actually made up of several herbivores here. I wanted to initially place all my hadrosaurs, but since there's so many, I figured I'd just place here some of my favorites. If you do have other, suggestions, then just place them down below and comment. Who knows, your suggestion might be just one to be added in our Extinctrix collection. Also, all the creatures that you see here are in our Extinctrix playlist, but I'll be placing an individual links of all these creatures down below. Well, let's move on with this species roll call, shall we? This is our Extinctrix Jurassic World Alive Amargasaurus. Extinctrix Ankylosaurus bumpy sub-adult. This is our Extinctrix Jurassic World Alive Stegosaurus. This is our Extinctrix Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Stygimoloch. This is our Extinctrix Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom Sinoceratops. Our Extinctrix Camp Cretaceous Ouranosaurus. And our Extinctrix Dracorex from Primeval. And of course, the star of the show here, our Extinctrix Jurassic World Alive or Evolution Maiasaura. And that's all the time we've got for our Extinctrix Maiasaura. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed customizing this particular figure. Again, thank you guys for all the support that you have given Extinctrix in all my videos. I'll be leaving you with some photo stills and some video clips on the Maiasaura. But look there! A baby Maiasaura hatchling! Yeah! Also, please don't forget to watch our other channels, The Adventures of Moira and Usher and EB Toy Universe. Please support your channel by subscribing and watching all their videos. And as we always would say, let your inner dino break roar! Thanks everyone, and bye!